right, everybody, welcome back to Impulse Plays. I'm Crazy Carl Winter here with Andy Culpepper on try number 3 for this video. How you doing, Andy?
Yeah, not too bad. How you doing, Carl?
Pretty
Does it count
good.
as try number 5 with those? There's a couple of false
Couple false
starts
starts there.
there, so this
Yeah, I
might be
think so.
actually take 5, but
Hey, it's gonna be a really good video. We're really well practiced at this point. We've got a sweet
yeah.
match for y'all today. We've got what do we got, Andy?
Yeah, we have a very interesting matchup here. We have on the one side we have Ben and his infamous blue-white Landstill deck. Beautiful deck, fairly stock, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's actually trying out a little something different with AK over Factor Fiction in
Mm-hmm.
this match.
Yep.
But on the other side, we have an incredibly spicy meatball. We have here a ProsBloom quote unquote deck with one Cadaverous Bloom, but this is definitely not your father's ProsBloom deck. This is
Mm-mm.
like
It's a
crazy
spiritual
stuff going on
successor for
here.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's updated for the pre-modern era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the main idea of the
But
deck is you generate mana through sacking basic lands to squandered resources, refilling with natural balances, veteran explorers, and planar births, just generating a bunch of mana, getting a bunch of permanents in play, sacrificing those to reprocess, and eventually burning wishing for what should be a drain life in the sideboard, but I don't own a drain life, so it's a soul burn instead, and it's a nice foil invasion soul burn, which is really pretty.
I didn't know that was reprinted actually. I thought it was just Ice Age.
It was, yep, yep. It's the fourth card down from the top on the right hand side.
Oh yeah, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it should be about the same. I mean, it's just one mana more.
Mm-hmm.
Same effect.
Yep,
You can spend red mana too on it,
you
so
sure
there's that.
can. All that extra red mana you generate from your burning wishes. So, all
That's right.
right, well, let's get into this. We've got Earthquake Zone here because we were doing Impulse Crew game day with a bunch of folks, and the camera is actually on the table to the left of our table, and I guess it depends on which side you're sitting on. Up from where we're looking at, and there were people shuffling at that table, causing some shakes. So, um, starting off with Fran's favorite
Does clear up
card.
though pretty soon.
Yeah, it does. It
Mhm.
does. Yeah. So we got Fran's favorite card
Shout out to
into
Fran.
one of my favorite cards. I love Cabal Therapy cards. So good.
It is good. It's probably the best black card in the format, I would say.
Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I think I could probably agree with that.
Is it? Is there a number two? I mean, Duress, obviously, but
Duress is very powerful.
Engineered
Duress.
Plague. Yeah.
Engineer Plague, I think, is probably. I don't know if it's more impactful than Cabal Therapy because that's
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah. So we get the
yeah.
dream here.
Yeah, we get to do the
We
thing.
get the
We're
turn
gonna
one.
generate some mana with this Veteran Explorer. The keen-eyed among you might notice that I will not be able to resolve this Cabal Therapy because Ben can now cast Absorb,
All therapy number two.
which I think I would have named the Absorb anyway.
Good.
So like,
You
it is what it is. But
Mhm. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably either that or the disenchant.
yeah, the Disenchant's pretty threatening too, right? Because like a big part of this mana engine is enchantment based, so Ben can just nuke it from orbit.
Yeah, the squandered resources is pretty key.
Mm-hmm.
So good it got banned in Mirage Block.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty sweet card. All right, Ben gets a clock out there, and looks like he's going for the standstill. He's gonna hold this in suspense. Yeah, yeah, I think he must put the standstill here. Yeah, okay. So
That's
good
pretty
start for
good.
both
Yeah,
players. I mean, this is both
yeah,
decks
I
doing
was saying
exactly what they want
earlier,
to do.
like it's a little unsettling to see Landstill with 4 mana on turn two.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have
But
5 mana
you
on turn
also,
3,
yeah,
so
I
you
mean,
know
yeah,
it's whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's symmetrical.
All right, Ben. How about you draw 3, but I'll draw 4, and I'm gonna kick myself in the groin while I do it.
It's a display of dominance, though, right
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yep.
Outdrawing the standstill player.
Yep. For those of you that have not been playing for 1,000 years, Infernal Contract is black, black, black sorcery. Pay half your life, rounded up, and draw 4 cards, which is what I just did. And then I was able to drop out a Wall of Blossoms, which makes that Mistress Factory significantly less scary.
Back that valuable life total, which is definitely a
Mm-hmm.
resource in this matchup with this
Yep.
deck.
Yeah, and typically the combo decks don't worry about the clock from the control decks, but when they cut their life total in half, kind of speeds it up a little
It
bit.
does, yeah. Landstill is known to go aggro from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What would be a nice draw here would be another Cabal Therapy because I have the Wall of Blossoms I can sack kind of incidentally to flash it back and
Mm-hmm.
generate some value.
Rip the hand apart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Ben is going for another standstill. Okay, seems like a reasonable play. Worked out well for him last time. I
Pretty
really didn't
good.
develop my board much. Like I drew 4 cards, but like and then did nothing. So okay, so Sylvan Library is a nice one.
Yeah, still almost matching the draw power on the other side of the table
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of a loose choice for the deck, though. Like, I mean, in hindsight, like I know it's not great because it's probably gonna get disenchanted here, but like, it doesn't. There's not a lot of shuffle effects in this deck, right? Like, you've got Veteran Explorer and Natural Balance, and if you're doing that, you're
Hmm.
probably winning anyway. So you're not going for Sylvan Library draws.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, in a combo deck, you're not typically hoping to have too many turns of abusing the
Right.
value off it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, um,
um,
subsequent versions are not playing Sylvan Library, but
mhm.
yeah, it sort of serves here because it gets rid of a disenchant, which is very threatening to the enchantment based combo of squandered resources. So,
Yeah, that definitely seems like a good trade for you there,
mm-hmm,
despite losing the Sylvan.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Problem is, I have to resolve these enchantments and sorceries to try and win.
Yeah, and two standstills have already gone off, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how likely that is. Well, looking at his hand, it looks all white to me. I see a lot of white cards.
Yeah, those are a lot of cards that do not do anything against combo decks. All right, so we got the
Hmm.
reprocess. Reprocess is a sorcery. Andy, what does reprocess do when it resolves?
So reprocess is it's 4 mana, double black. So you basically sacrifice any number of permanents and draw that many cards. Is that right?
Close. You sacrifice any number of artifacts, creatures, and lands.
Ah, okay. Not enchantments.
Yeah, I think I'm remembering that correctly. You might be right. I might be right. Tell us in the comments.
No,
And
I think you might be right. Yeah.
no, no, Andy, we need
Okay,
the
so
engagement.
here's
We need
like
the engagement, so people tell us in the comments. All right, so here's the combo. Yeah, it's going.
no,
Go ahead.
for sure. Yeah, so this is like kind of the sub combo, like a mini combo within the combo
Mm-hmm.
of yeah, so you just drew 7 cards, you got your lands back. That yeah,
That's that.
powerful stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Downside is I am missing red mana for the Burning Wish, and I just discard an Undiscovered Paradise, which that could yeah, it's not gonna be good because I think there's a mountain in my hand, and I will not be able to cast Burning Wish unless I play the mountain next turn. But do I
Hmm.
get another turn? Hits in for 3. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, you definitely have another turn. We'll see what happens.
okay. Yeah, he didn't Sonic Blast me or anything, so that's good.
All
And I think his hand is still just blanks. So, all right. So, got the squandered resources. That's an
right, so that's
enchantment.
okay. That's
Yep.
really the key card here.
Mm-hmm. Lets you sack a
Looks at his
land for
hand of
any color that you can generate with that land.
swords and wrath.
Yeah, that sort of
Yeah.
those swords and rats are not going to do anything against that squandered resources.
You got to go
Okay.
this turn though, because he is
Yep.
presenting lethal with that decree.
All right. So I played forest. And a neat little combo you can do with squandered resources is you can sacrifice your lands to squandered resources and then cast Natural Balance, which is a sorcery that basically evens out both players at 5 basic lands or 5 lands apiece. If you have less than 5 lands, you get to search up to 5 basic lands into play. So, pretty sweet interaction with squandered resources there. Generates you a ton of mana. Um,
Another combo within a combo. I love all the nesting combos here.
it's
It's
pretty
very
great. It's
satisfying,
a
I have to
lot of
say.
synergies, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going for a reprocess here. The question is, how many
Okay.
cards do I draw?
Right, because every card you draw is 1 less mana you have to work with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you leave yourself double green, black, and white. Makes sense.
Yep.
So you
Seems
can
pretty
still
good.
cast Natural Balance.
Yep. I need the white mana for the planar birth. And I think what happens here is I draw the mountain, which means I cannot do anything. Like I can spin my wheels a little bit more, I can generate some more mana, I can draw some more cards, but yeah, there's the mountain in my hand.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because the only win con is in the sideboard.
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably wrong to not have some sort of way to win in the main deck, but you know, this is what happens. This is like a
Yeah, or
second
just
draft, yeah.
easier. Yeah, yeah, or just an easier way to cast Burning Wish, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I go for the natural
If
balance
you do happen to
here.
draw that mountain.
Yep. And if I had a mountain in my deck, I think I would just win here, right? Because like I get to search for a bunch of basics. Among them is the mountain. I get to planar birth. or sorry, I get to Burning Wish. I can get Nostalgic Dreams, which gets me back the
Mm.
Burning Wish I already discarded. Bunch of planar births, bunch of reprocesses.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just generate a boatload of mana. As it is,
Yeah,
Ben's gonna sacrifice down to 5 lands, which the good veteran explorer taketh and natural balance taketh away.
that is a nice upside to that card is you can actually
Mm-hmm.
wonder your opponent if
Yeah, no
they have too
doubt,
many lands in play.
no doubt. Yep, me feeling
I
this
imagine he's gonna
lack of
load
mountain.
some mana here.
Yeah, it's got a blue floating, I think is what he's indicating there. Makes sense. Oh man. Undiscovered Paradise not being a basic land really hurts here.
Mm. Yeah, it is really hard to play a 4-color deck with all basics, I have to say.
Very much so. There's probably some way to like work in non-basics. You just have to keep the basic count pretty high, right?
Yeah, you just need a certain amount. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that amount is. I probably could do some math or thinking and
Yeah,
actually think
I
about
don't
it, but
know.
I just went with my gut. My gut
Yeah,
said play a
I couldn't
billion
tell
basics.
you. Yeah, it'd be nice to have like a lotus petal or something too,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't have any way in my main deck to discard that mountain either. If I was playing, there's a lot of things like I could just have in my deck. Like I could
mm,
have a Drain Life in
mm,
the main. I could have a Nostalgic Dreams in the main deck, which would allow me to discard that
mm,
mountain and then get it back with Planar Birth. Um,
right.
but
Yeah, these are
yeah,
all the fun little edges you have to figure out when you build a combo deck, like
yep. Which I
just the
am
awkwardness.
not a good deck builder. Not a good deck builder at all.
Ah,
The
I
original
wouldn't
version of
say
this
that.
list I saw. No, I'm not good. I can tweak pretty well. I can't build well. And this is what I was trying to do is build something here. Um,
Hmm.
the original version of the deck I
That's
saw was not playing red, and as a result, it had nostalgic dreams. Basically, instead of burning wish, it had reprocess, um, the drain life, nostalgic dreams, and diabolic tutor. And then there were some other things instead of the infernal contracts. Um, and then I die
mm,
here. Yep.
yeah.
But
Oof.
the general idea was good. I thought that the Burning Wish would give you some more like latitude to try different things. Um,
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I love the idea.
yeah, it's not as spicy as the Burning Wish replenish I played way back when, but
Yeah, I remember you brewing that on the way back from LobsterCon last
I was
year.
very excited about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
ended up
it
being
was
not as good
cool.
as Blue White. What do you know? Looks like my hand is not
Eh,
great, but see up Planner Birth. Got a Xantid Swarm, which is really great. Shout out,
yeah.
Chris for that sweet Xantid Swarm he got me after the Dress Crew Regional Open. I don't know what the title of the
That
tournament
is
was,
nice
but
to
something like that.
see in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See if it
It's
gets
rough.
plowed right away.
Nope. This is a furnace.
Oh,
Furnace is
furnace.
not what you want to see when you're playing a Planner Burst deck, though. I'll tell you that
It
much.
doesn't do a lot against that flood of basic lands that are
It doesn't do
hitting
anything
the
as the
graveyard.
flood, but
Yeah,
the trickle can be tough. Also, my Cabal Therapy deck doesn't want to see Hexing Furnace.
sure. It is a good card. Yeah, it is. It is good here.
Yeah, I mean, Tormod's Script would be a lot more impactful, but honestly, Furnace is
Hmm.
strong enough because, like, if he nukes my planes when I sacrifice it to squandered resources, I can't. It shuts off my ability to planar birth in the future, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, or the mountain, I suppose, if it's
Mm-hmm.
already in
Yeah, that's yeah.
rotation.
There are multiple things that card can hit that just nullify my ability to do anything. But it looks
Hmm.
like Ben is going for the cycle on his furnace. Presumably, he's missing some lands, so that's pretty good for
All
me.
right. Yep.
Buzz, and
So we got the squatter in play. That's a really good turn too.
yeah, that's
That's
like
definitely
step
what you want to
one.
see.
Cadaverous
And then the
Bloom
one
hits
of
play, love
Bloom
it.
comes down. Yeah, so this, I mean, this could be a kill right here if you draw the right
Mm-hmm.
combination of cards.
Yeah, Infernal Contract gets you 4, which represents like 4 to 6 mana plus other things. Is that another Infernal Contract in my hand? I flashed it very quickly, but oh no, it's a
Or I
Cabal
guess if
Therapy.
you,
Okay,
okay,
so I pitched
I guess
Cabal
if you
Therapy
already
to
made your
cast
land
that.
drop,
Yeah.
you can't quite kill from that spot.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, pitching the Cabal Therapy for the Sylvan Library, which coincidentally will let me draw 2 additional cards next turn, and then that'll be it. It'll be done. It'll be a bad Muri's Guile after that.
Indeed. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I guess you were really hoping to hit the natural balance there to
Yeah,
keep
very much
going.
so. Yeah, natural balance would have represented a bunch of mana. Um, but then I mean, at the same time, I then have to hit like another contract or a burning wish or reprocess or something. So there's quite a few pieces that need
Hmm.
to be hit there to get anything done. Um,
A
my
lot of
deck,
moving parts.
yeah, my deck has decided it's mono black though. From what I'm seeing, there's a lot of swamps and not a lot else going on there.
Hmm. All right.
Clouds
Just
the
gonna
swarm. That's good. Yep.
draw some more contracts here.
Mm-hmm.
You do have green thanks to the bloom right now, which is
Yes.
nice.
Yes. Though Ben is flashing an enlightened tutor, which, if I recall correctly, and I do, he has a seal cleansing in his 75, and
Hmm.
that could be really bad for me. Like, I don't think he's going to kill the Sylvan
Almost
Library.
like
Something
you
tells
planned
me he's
it
not going to do
out.
that. And we've discussed this multiple times. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's right to kill the Cadaverous Bloom, but like you can make an argument for squandered resources too. They're both very important combo pieces, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't know that the bloom is only a one of, so he might
Mm-hmm.
might be inclined to take out the squander, but
Yeah.
I think the bloom is just generating you so much more mana right
For
now,
sure, yeah, and like
potentially.
by a bunch of metrics, it's better to go for the bloom, right? Like you get more tempo because
Hmm.
you've taken out more mana. You're restricting mana in the future. Um, yeah, there's the seal cleansing,
Makes sense.
and knowing Ben, he has thought this through pretty well and is just gonna slam it and go from there.
Yeah, Ben knows what he's doing. Gonna
Mm-hmm.
give it to him.
Mm-hmm. Especially casting those blue and white cards. So we've got a reprocess in my hand with not a lot of sacrificable permanents in play.
Hmm.
So he's got the accumulated knowledge without an intuition. Still good. Still good.
All right, yeah. Just to draw that seal
Mm-hmm.
right away.
Yeah, just gets to jam it out and then pop presume the bloom. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I am very sad. My sadness resolved, unfortunately.
We have outs. I feel like we have outs.
Yep. Yep. It revolves around hitting a lot of different things. It
Yeah.
does not revolve around hitting natural balance after your cadaverous bloom has been destroyed. That is not
Mm,
where you
oh
want to be.
man,
If I had a
turn
green
too
source here,
late.
though, if I had a green source, I could actually do a lot of things, right? Like I could cast natural balance. I could then
Oh yeah.
float some extra mana, cast reprocess for like 3 or 4, get a shuffle in
Hmm.
after that natural balance, which will clear out the garbage from the top of my Sylvan library, and go off to the races. But as it stands, it's his magical Christmas land I'm talking about, and we don't have a green source in play right now. Instead, we have a Phyrexian
Yeah.
Power.
Well, good news is no clock on the other side.
Yep. Problem is, once that clock presents itself, it is going to be
It's gonna be
extremely
a
effective.
quick one, yeah.
Yep. I don't think Ben's playing Unyaro Beasting in his blue white deck, so I should be okay for a little while. But
Hmm.
the problem is, like, even
Yeah,
though
so
he's not
no
presenting a
Psionic Blast.
clock, he's still presenting, the game rules of drawing a card every turn and
Yeah,
ending
and
more
he's
answers
cheating
and all
cheating
sorts
with
of stuff.
those AKs too. He's
Mm-hmm.
drawing
Mm-hmm.
extra cards here.
Yep, he's seen 3 extra cards so far. I got a couple ball therapy. Okay. I don't know if it's the right time
It's,
to play it because I don't have anything to follow it up with. Like, I don't have a contract,
yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
reprocess, and I'm not going to reprocess
Yeah.
with 2 lands in play, so or 3 lands in play. Ben has mana leak and
Good
counterspell, so he's got
start,
a
I
lot of
guess.
options here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean, I guess
because
it like takes some permission out of his hand, so it's not atrocious. It's just like
mhm.
I don't have anything to follow it up with, so like it's not going to
It's
be
something. Yeah, I
really
feel like
threatening.
when you're just sitting there, like you want to cast a spell, you want to do
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
therapy
Mana Leak
resolves
has a
thanks
heads up play.
to thanks to the cadaverous or the spawn resources, and I continue to take counterspell. I think if I remember correctly, I told Ben something along the lines of like, "Man, I've been really hot with these Cabal therapies hitting counterspell," and he reminded me I have literally only named counterspell this entire match. So I guess that's one way to be.
It's a pretty safe bet in this
Yeah, one way
matchup.
to be on it. One way to be on it.
Yeah, so Ben's hand now is basically nothing. He's got a plow that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do much at all. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, kind of a standstill, if you will, at this
Uh,
point.
I see what you did there. See, the deck is blue white Landstill, y'all, and it plays the card Standstill. And Andy referenced a standstill we have right now, which is explaining the joke makes it better. I promise.
Always does.
I got to do something to make myself feel better about my board state here because this is just not good. Mono black combo is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to play 4 colors here, not just one.
Ben adds another Thunder Plains to the board. Very,
Beautiful.
very
Yep.
cool.
And I've got another swamp. So, like, I
Oh
can
man.
reprocess here, but it's just not good. Yeah.
Oh, Ben's playing 8 Ancestral Recalls in his deck,
Seems good.
apparently.
Seems good. There might have been an argument for reprocessing for 3 there, just to dig past my Sylvan Library
Hmm.
cards. But that, I guess it gives me like,
Yeah, if you're right about reprocess, it almost would be nice to sack the Sylvan to reprocess, but
yep, yep. But as we mentioned earlier, you cannot, unfortunately.
yeah, can't do
Oh
that.
boy, standstill
Black
and
has
the
this
clock. The
weird
clock is
thing.
there.
Oh, the clock. The 1 turn clock
Yep, Mr.
has
Spectre works. It's a
arrived.
1 turn clock. Yeah, I see the another reprocess. And looks like it's time to go for it. So let Ben
YOLO.
draw even more cards. I can't imagine this goes poorly at all, right? Like he's only drawn 6
That's only
additional
the
cards in the last couple
4th
turns.
Ancestral Recall he's cast, yeah.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He can't plow my squandered resources, so he's clearly got nothing here. Oh, the Mana Leak is pretty good. Ironically, I could sacrifice lands to have the reprocess resolve,
And
but
then reprocess for
for like
one.
nothing. Yeah,
One.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, scoop it up. I don't see any green
Too
sources.
bad.
Yep, cool match. First game did
And
definitely spun my wheels, did the thing, lost the bad deck design,
yeah,
and then
I felt
game
the power game
two,
one. The
definitely, yeah, it
engine,
definitely
I
did some
mean,
powerful things, right? Like the planar birth
the engine
and yeah.
was turning, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And game two, I just really couldn't catch a cog to get things going, right? It's possible I made a
Yeah, yeah.
mistake sacrificing my forest too early or something like that. I wasn't cognizant of the fact that I need to keep green mana around.
Mm.
But, that's how it goes.
It's a tricky deck to play,
Very much
yeah.
so. Very much so.
Very sweet build though. I gotta hand it to you. It's a
Thank you. Yeah,
fun deck to
I
watch.
think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Um,
Very
but
cool.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the match. I'll try and get ProsBloom on camera again at some point if people would like. Just let us know in comments if you want to see what's going on. I do have an updated deck list which I can toss in the description for y'all if you're interested. Or you can follow me on Moxfield. I think I'm Crazy Carl on there. It's not super hard to find. Actually, all the deck lists are from my Moxfield, so you can just look at any of the deck lists and it'll be there. Any last comments before we close up, Andy?
No, until next time. See you guys later.
Have a good one, everybody.